Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to the REO brothers. Now, we were calling them the REO brothers because, REO Speedwagon was a band here that was pretty popular for a while. And we knew that they did covers. And so we thought maybe it was some play on that name. But no, apparently it's pronounced REO brothers. So we're going to use that pronunciation until further notice. Somebody says, no, that's still not quite right. But one of the bands that they are well known for tributing in a way, is the Beatles. So today we're going to take a look at Penny Lane. Part of that is because it's difficult to do Beatles reactions without having issues. So this is one way we can do that, because apparently they've cleared the copyright for it, probably published it, on their own. So that makes it fair game. Of course, this is a Lennon-McCartney composition, but it was really Paul McCartney that was behind it, talking about his old days. It was an actual street, Penny Lane. Apparently, this group has been over to Abbey Road, and so that's pretty cool. This came out in April of 2020, which of course is right after the pandemic started. So who's to say if it was planned before that or what happened exactly? Doesn't really matter. So Adrian, do you have any thoughts before we dive into this?
Well, I'm just looking forward to hearing this. We did an episode and I was really impressed.
Yeah, they were pretty good. No question. We enjoyed their Dire Straits impersonation. Really came down to it. And so looking forward to this one as well, especially being lifelong Beatles fans. All right, let's go ahead and check this out and we'll discuss after.
All right.
1, 2. In Penny Lane there is a barber showing photographs of every hand he's had the pleasure to know, and all the people that come and go stop and say hello. On the corner is a banker with a motor car, little children laugh at him behind his back, and the banker never wears a mask in the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back in Penny Lane there is a fireman with an hourglass, and in his pocket is a portrait of the Queen. He likes to keep his fire engine clean. It's a clean machine. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. For a fish and finger thighs and summer, meanwhile back behind the shelter in the middle of the roundabout, the pretty nurse is selling puppies from the train. Though she feels that she's just in a play, she is anyway. Penny Lane, the barber shaves another customers. You see the banker sitting waiting for a trim, and then the fireman rushes in from the pouring rain. Very strange. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, Penny Lane.
Okay, thoughts, Adrian?
Great job. I don't know if I've heard this song covered before, but I mean, this sounds so much like the original.
Yeah, and fully live.
Yeah, and I like how they copied that solo too. It was on the original version. It was played by something called a piccolo trumpet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And,
That's right.
So it was. I was impressed that they were able to duplicate that into their keyboard and play it for us and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was very resourceful to have. It looks like you can not just double split the keyboard, but triple split it. So what I mean by that is you can have 3 separate patches, that is to say sounds, within sections of the keyboard. So the guy playing piano, he was relegated to the top third of the keyboard. He's up there like this all the time. Great job on it. And the other guy who's also singing had the control of the other 2 sections and was constantly going between different sounds. He'd have the bell, ding, 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 ding. He'd have the brass that you hear in the chorus, and then you've got the solo brass that we heard doing all this, the piccolo trumpet style thing. I think there was even another sound in there that he was juggling. Maybe I can't. I was just transfixed at how many different things he was doing there. So. Very, very impressive, especially while singing, doing that and not making a mistake. And since it's live, he could have messed up that solo, either one of them. And then they're all like, oh, now we got to start over. Thanks, thanks a lot. Here we go again. That probably did happen. I mean, how could it not? That's a very complicated solo. So they did really well there. That was very, very impressive. Yes, I think. And it did sound spot on. Really.
Yeah, it sure did.
So 2 of them were singing there. They were singing in unison, which is basically what we hear. I mean, Paul double-tracked his lead vocal on the song, and these guys are brothers. So they have similar timbre, in their voice, so it almost sounds like the same person. And so that worked. The whole thing sounded great. I mean, everybody involved did their part, did it well, very reliably, and sounded cool. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard anybody try to cover it like that. Certainly not live like that. And that was amazing. So bravo. Thanks for the request. We appreciate being able to give that a listen. Really quite cool. Folks, why don't you let us know what your impression was of that? Let us know if you've heard another cover of Penny Lane that really impressed you. If so, let us know what it was. Maybe we'll go check it out. And, your experiences with this band, let us know about that too. If you have other suggestions, you can leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us on this, and we will catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See you all later.